Ladies and gentlemen, by the skin of our teeth, we are here for Pokemon 4 Glory quarterfinals. My name is CBAD, coach of the Detroit Stewings. We're taking on Shuckle King and the Philadelphia Stunkies. This matchup is crazy. SK's been on a tear the whole season. Frankly, if there's an underdog card, I'm going to try to pull it here, especially after the ups and downs that we've had this season with going really hard, getting just tossed around a few weeks in a row, cutting through by the skin of our teeth, having some good sets. Having some illegal sets and things along those lines. So absolutely crazy. I appreciate all the support on all the videos this season. Looking to bring it home for the boys back home, man. Let me tell you, I am all the coaches that are counting on me to bring it back for them. I'm there for you. I'm trying. Everybody rooting at home. I appreciate you guys. Leave a like if you guys enjoy this type of content. Subscribe for more. Yeah, this matchup is going to be something crazy. I've got the Teambuilder graphics all updated now with the appropriate Terra types on my captains, so we are good to go moving forward. SK's team, to nobody's surprise, is absolutely terrifying. There will be some text floating somewhere on screen in post-production. If you guys would like to go on ahead and hop right on ahead of the battle, I always recommend you guys watch what I'm bringing so you know what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it, because you're going to get halfway through the video and be like, what's he doing? Well, I probably talked about it, so appreciate your time. Appreciate you guys watching the team builder and the battle today. You guys are going to start to see some teams appear on screen right about now. My opponent has a team that consists of Gardevoir, Mandibuzz, Milotic, Galarian Slowbro, Rhyperior, Mimikyu, Hisuian Electrode, Tauros, Bisharp, Smeargle, and Cryogonal. My opponent's two Terra captains are Smeargle, being able to terrestrialize into either normal, ghost, or fighting type, and Cryogonal being able to terrestrialize into ice, ground, or steel. SK has had quite a few victorious sweeps under his belt with some of his Terra captains and with some of not his Terra captains. So it really is anybody's guess which six he is going to bring. I do have to speculate that the Hisuian Electabuzz, I read Electrode and Mandibuzz. Hisuian Electabuzz, bring it. Next game. Hisuian Electrode, Mandibuzz, and Gardevoir will show up. Cryogonal could be there. Rhyperior could definitely show up, and Mimikyu could also be there as well, just kind of thinking about some things out loud. But yeah, those are the six that I can kind of foresee showing up, but we'll see. Any six are on the table, really. Let's go on ahead and hop into things. First Pokemon we are bringing this week is Cherry Bomb the Overquill. She is holding her Black Sludge with the Intimidate ability. We have Crunch, Spikes, Liquidation, and Taunt, 252 EVs in attack, 40 in defense, 216 in speed with a Jolly Nature. The idea for this, so if Smeargle does show up, I don't like I've drafted Smeargle before. It is, I feel like, very kind of wild card. Like if you bring it, it is really off the walls or just like super hazard setter. And if you don't bring it, then you don't bring it. But I think this Overquill functions with or without the Smeargle showing up. If Smeargle does show up, the idea is to go for a Taunt to prevent any sort of manual hazards from going up, or a Spore or anything along those lines. Just being able to taunt it down could be nice. Crunch and Liquidation are our two forms of offense here. And then we do have Spikes of our own. Cannot Rapid Spin because we are bringing Drifblim. Cannot Defog because we are bringing Empoleon. So either way, we do pressure those hazards a little bit. The reason why I say manual hazards is because Smeargle having access to any move does also get access to the signature moves of Hisuian, Samurott, and Kleavor in Ceaseless Edge and Stone Axe. I believe both of those do have a chance to miss, so there is an opportunity for us there, but Taunt to be able to shut it down, being able to go for Crunch and Liquidation and things along that line here. The 216 EVs and speed with the Jolly Nature do put us outspeeding Gardevoir by 1 point. Technically 2 points. We are also outspeeding a max speed Mandibuzz, Smeargle, Bisharp, Rhyperior, and Galarian Slowbro. This is one of the few Pokemon I have here that can really break through Galarian Slowbro if it does decide to show up. So really wanted to bring that. Just a strong Crunch being able to go a long way. Other than that, I felt like Liquidation over Poison Jab. Crunch is doing good damage to the Gardevoir overall, especially if we can get some Spikes up or some pre-existing chip up. And then the Liquidation just being able to go a long way and being able to punish the Rhyperior if it feels like it's a free switch in. Next up, we are bringing newly reformed. This is very, for anybody who has watched Has Been Hotel, this is very synonymous with the ending with Serpentious, but we are bringing Serpentious back. Serpentious is reformed and rehabilitated. He is rocking his Eviolite with the contrary ability. We have Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, Terra Blast, and Knockoff. Terra Fairy, because I know my Terra types now. 240 EVs in HP, 180 in defense, 88 in special defense with a bold nature. With this spread, we're really taking on a super offensive Rhyperior, in my opinion, with the Eviolite and just being able to kind of take those hits a little bit better. Leaf Storms and Giga Drains. Leaf Storms just go really, I feel like, unguarded in this matchup. Giga Drain is nice for the recovery. Terra Blast Fairy there to help out with the Mandibuzz, also doing neutral damage against the Bisharp as well. Galarian Slowbro really does sit in front of this thing, so I do have Knockoff if it is a switch, just being able to remove any sort of like Boots, Quick Claw, Assault Vest, anything along those lines there. Next up, for some speed control, we are bringing Blitz the Monkey Dory. The O is silent. He is rocking his choice scarf with the Toxic Chain ability, Sludge Wave, Focus Blast, Shadow Ball, and U-Turn. We have 72 EVs in HP, 252 in special attack, 4 in special defense, 180 in speed with a modest nature. 180 in speed with a modest nature does allow us to outspeed the entirety of Shuckle King's team, barring any scarfers that go past the 400 and, what was it, 293? Let me get my calculator here. 293. 439. So anything that goes 2 points above his Hisuian Electrode, we will not outspeed. We are hitting 1 point above his Hisuian Electrode. Really, the max special attack with the modest nature just to get the most amount of damage output with our tremendous base 130 special attack. Toxic Chain is always nice, being able to get a 30% chance poison off. Sludge Wave is really nice just across the board unless it's resisted. Focus Blast is for the mons that do resist the Sludge Wave. Shadow Ball is nice for the Galarian Slowbro. And then U-Turn really just for some pivot. Being able to get a fast turn out. If Smeargle does not show up, this is likely my dedicated lead. Being able to get a fast U-turn off, hopefully a 30. We saw in one matchup that Toxic Chain did not pop at all. So I'm hoping Toxic Chain can pop this time around and we can get some good 30% poisons off. But that is going to be Blitz the Monkey Dory. Next up, we are bringing Zestial the Drift Blim. Now he's holding a weakness policy with the Unburden ability. Strength Sap, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, and Calm Mind. 160 EVs in HP, 252 in special attack, 96 in speed with a modest nature. With this spread, the idea is to, prior to any sort of boosts from Unburden, we are outspeeding Rhyperior and Slowbro. 0 speed Milotic if it shows up, 0 speed Gardevoir. I feel like Gardevoir is going to have some speed, but just to say it, it does outspeed 0 speed Guard. 0 speed Mandibuzz, Smeargle with some speed, Bisharp with some speed as well, and then after the Unburden boost, we are outspeeding everything on Shuckle King's side of the field. The idea is to, in front of a special Pokemon like Milotic, like Gardevoir, something along those lines, to be able to go for a Calm Mind just to be able to start getting some boosts up. If we are hit super effectively, we then do get our weakness policy popped. If not, we can just start going for Calm Minds, be a little bit bulky until some of them, once they come in, try to hit us super effectively, and then it's kind of downhill from there. Strength Sap is nice, being able to, you know, if we switch in on like Tauros, for example, going for a Rock Slide, we take the Sheer Force boosted Rock Slide, get our weakness policy. We can Strength Set back the recovery, or we just go for a +2 Thunderbolt right there and do some really good damage. Same thing with the Rhyperior. We are pretty bulky enough to take an uninvested hit from Rhyperior. Being able to Strength Sap it down to -1 is always going to be a good thing as well. Thunderbolt and Shadow Ball really do go hand in hand, especially if we can get some spike support up. I was debating on like a Thunderbolt stored power set. But the super effective damage on Gardevoir was always really nice to have. And then on the Galarian Slowbro, it was nice just to have another Pokemon that could really help punish that if it starts doing something, whatever that might be. Stored Power was doing overall more to Rhyperior in the end, though, if we were able to start getting like Calm Mind and Weakness Policy boost. But I'm hopeful that with some pre-existing damage, with some spikes up, you know, that we're able to just capitalize on just running Thunderbolt and Shadow Ball this week. Next up, we are bringing Adam the Empoleon. He is rocking his choice specs with the competitive ability. We have Surf, Ice Beam, Grass Knot, and Flip Turn. 252 EVs in special attack, 40 in special defense, 208 in speed with a modest nature. With the 208 in speed with a modest nature, we're outspeeding pretty much like the slower Pokemon. You know, Mandibuzz 0 speed, Milotic 0 speed, Smeargle, Bisharp, Rhyperior 0 speed. There are Pokemon that can run enough speed investment to outpace this. But really, I felt like this was just a good amount of speed to be able to capitalize on some of those more bulky, more pivotal Pokemon and just toss off some really, really huge damage on these things. You know, if Intimidate Tauros does come, you know, we will be able to get a competitive boost. I don't know if it will show up, but any other Pokemon that have any sort of chance to drop our stats, competitive is going to be really, really nice. Surf goes a long way in this matchup. Surf's doing great damage to Tauros, to Cryogonal, to Mimikyu, Gardevoir, Mandibuzz, Smeargle, Bisharp, really anything it doesn't resist it. I mean, Ice Beam on the Hisuian Electrode, if we want to, Grass Knot specifically for something like the Milotic. And then Flip Turn is nice just to be able to threaten something out if we debate, you know, if we're anticipating any sort of a pivot. We can keep that pivot momentum up, same thing that we had with Blitz the Monkey Dory. And then last but not least, we are bringing Stolas the Talonflame. He is rocking his heavy-duty boots with the Flame Body ability. We have Tailwind, Will-O-Wisp, U-Turn, and Brave Bird. 252 EVs in HP, 124 in attack, 132 in speed with a Jolly Nature. Really, this helps with a late game sweep with Empoleon. Being able to get a Tailwind up towards the end of the game could be very, very nice. We'll be outpacing everything here. Let me double check that. Oh, I wonder if I can get, actually under Tailwind, I am not outspeeding the Hisuian Electrode. I wonder if I can get that fixed here. Oh, I cannot. Okay. Okay, so something to keep in mind is that we will need to have that Hisuian Electrode worn down or be in a good enough spot to where we can do that. Otherwise, I'm running Timid, and I don't really want to run Timid. I want to run Modest. But other than that, being able to just outspeed everything and go from there will be really, really nice. I don't know if Hisuian Electrode will show up. I'm It outspeeds everything, so in my mind, I'm pretty sure it will. But other than that, Will-O-Wisp is nice being able to burn any of the physical threats like Tauros, like Mimikyu, being able to get some chip on stuff like Bisharp, on Rhyperior. U-Turn is nice to be able to keep up that pivoting momentum. And then Brave Bird is just really nice to spam against his team. Really the only thing that is wants to take it is Bisharp and Rhyperior. Other than that, we're doing neutral damage across the board. So that is going to be the team. I may end up tweaking this Empoleon set before the match, so I will let you guys know if I do to make sure that under Tailwind we can outspeed that Hisuian Electrode. But that is going to be the team. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm going to cut to team preview, and I'll see you guys there. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the quarterfinals of P4G. If you guys skip the team builder, you guys can see the 6 that I am bringing on screen. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys at preview. All right, let's see what he is bringing. All right, we do see, so we see the Hisuian Electrode, we see Tauros, we do see Cryogonal as the Terra Captain, we see no Rhyperior, we see the Mandibuzz, we see Gardevoir, and we see the Bisharp. Okay. Well, I guess ultimately that's good news for us, right? I think that's fine at the end of the day. No Smeargle is always a good thing, so that means we are leading off with our Monkey Dory. We outspeed everything on SK's side of the field. Cryogonal can be Ice, Ground, or Steel Terra typing. Let me just make note of that here. Yeah, I mean, he's got both of his defoggers, or both of his forms of hazard removal in Mandibuzz and in Cryogonal. We can take care of both of those pretty nicely. Defog gets punished by switching into Empoleon, and then you can't Rapid Spin on Drifblim. So I think I like that. I think we're looking good. We said our have funs. It is quarterfinals of P4G, baby. I am excited. And of course, hella nervous. I mean, playoffs are always a crazy time, especially with as, up and down as this season has been for not only me, but for a lot of coaches as well. So I'm hopeful to give a good matchup. SK has been just on a tear this season. And if he continues that tear with me, so be it. But very excited, very nervous, very jittery. I got my sparkling water. I got my heater next to me as well. I know it's the middle of summer and a heat wave, but this basement is freezing, so a little space heater just helps take care of the pre-game jitters a little bit. All right. Let's see what he's leading off with here. Leads off with the Electrode. Okay. Now, Sludge Wave obviously puts this thing down. I feel like Bisharp is a safe play, though, especially if I let off with, like, my fastest thing. He may not want to stay in on this. I could make the read and go for, like, a Focus Blast on the Bisharp. I don't hate that idea. He's not doing too much to me in return, so I'll go for it. Withdraws. Okay. Goes out into Bisharp. Big Focus Blast. Boom. That is a done Bisharp. That was a crit. I don't know if that mattered. I don't believe it did. It was a 4 times effective move. Monkey Dory KOs Bisharp with Focus Blast. All right. That is 1 Mon out of the way for Drifblim at the end of the day. Yeah, unless he was like, I'm just double checking here. Yeah, 104 to 123 to max HP, max SPDF. Careful with Eviolite. The crit did not matter. So we're looking good. We're looking good, especially after the Joey matchup. I want to make sure that, like, when I feel good about the moves, I want to make sure the crits didn't matter. Just making sure that my rolls are intact. You know, I will always acknowledge if a crit did benefit me. That did not benefit me there. That was a clean drop from there. So good read, turn 1. Good read. We're up 6-5. Here comes Electrode again. So 37 to 44 here. Focus Blast should be doing 66 to 78. What are your abilities? Isn't like Soundproof is one of them? Soundproof. Okay, I'll just go for a Focus Blast here. If I can connect 2, I do. That's 66 to 78 to uninvested. Looking good. There's the Volt Switch. Okay. I didn't see how much that took me down to, but that appears to be a pretty favorable amount of damage here. Good, which is even better for Empoleon. They were able to keep wearing this thing down. 2 for 2 on Focus Blast as well. I'm going to buy a lotto ticket. And he knows I'm now faster than his team as well. barring Scarfers that go above Hisuian Electrode. Here comes Gardevoir. Okay. Ooh, Gardevoir Cherry says my Toxic Chain. Okay, so Overquill I feel like is my best bet to go into this. That did about 35%. What is that roll? That is 118. Oh, that might be Specs or Magnet or something, because that should not be able to get that roll. Maybe Magnet. Yeah, that's a very low roll with Magnet as well. Okay, so he does have some sort of boosting item. With the Toxic Chain, I'm just going to go out into Overquill here. We're going to keep Blitzo as healthy as we can. We know that Gardevoir is Trace. Focus Blast. We're just trading Focus Blast this week. Ooh, okay. So a crit Focus Blast. Put me down to 33. My goodness. Yeah, I mean, that'll do it. So we'll find out if this is Scarf or not right now. I will simply go for a Crunch. He saw that I'm Black Sludge. So if this is... So we know it's not Specs, because if it were a Specs crit, that would have knocked me out. So it could be Scarf. If I have the poison coverage, I think the hesitation comes from if I'm going for a poison move or not right here, because I feel like if you are locked in, you have the chance to go for a focus miss there. Yep. We do get the defense drop. We'll get a little more Black Sludge. Now, I think here's an opportunity to maybe capitalize on that. So I imagine he's Scarf right now, right? Scarf, question mark. Go for another one. I'm going to go out on a Drift Blim here. It withdraws as well. Okay. Was that an Amanda Buzz? Okay. All right. I'm just going to go out back into Overquill. I'm going to take maybe a Toxic. I'm going to hopefully Intimidate and eat a knockoff or something and maybe go for a Spike. But I don't want to reveal my set just yet. Withdraws as well. Okay. Goes into Freeze, which is going to be the Cryogonal. Okay. Now, I think, frankly, now this thing should be faster than me in every considerable universe, right? If it's bulky, it doesn't have to be. I can go for a Taunt here. I don't think that's horrible. There's the Freeze Dry. Okay. That's not terrible. Overquill or Cryogonal, KOs, Cherry Bomb, Overquill with. Okay. What is my way to punish this thing? Is it with Talonflame, I want to say? I can do that. I'm faster. It's Ice, Ground, or Steel. None of them resist my moves, so I don't think, like, U-turn is a bad idea. Withdraws. Okay. In comes the Mandibuzz. That'll be fine. Crit U-turn. We are just exchanging crits today. Okay. Yeah, I don't hate the idea, honestly, of like Specs and Polion coming in. I don't hate that idea. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's toss off some moves here. Big Ice Beam. I feel like Surf is just like the best play across the board here. Like Ice Beam's doing 64 to 76, but I feel like that allows other Pokemon to like come in, like Cryogonal. So I feel like Surf's a fine play here. Got a little bit of chip on there. We know it's not Helmet. I'm gonna write down not Helmet. And we'll also know if it's got some speed investment here or not. Uninvested Mandibus should have about 96. We're hitting 220, so at Tailwind we can outpace. I did go for the speed change. Good damage there. Just goes for Roost. Okay. Maybe Ice Beam was the better play, but So he knows I'm Specs now. A little unfortunate, but it is what it is. At +2, if I get my weakness policy popped by a knockoff, Thunderbolt is doing good damage there. If I just swap hard into Drifblim right now, take the knockoff, pop my weakness policy. Won't go for a Toxic or anything. He might just roost back up and stall out my Surfs. Goes for Roost again. Okay. So we saw him switch out on this thing at first as well, too. So I'm just going to go for a Calm Mind. There's the Toxic. Misses the Toxic, unfortunately. I'm going to capitalize on that. I'm going to swap back out into Empoleon here, and I'm going to toss off Ice Beams. Accuracy has definitely been in my favor so far. Yeah, I'll go for the Ice Beam now. He can swap. He's at full, though. He withdraws. I should have flipped turn. Yeah, that's okay. We'll go on to Talonflame now. There's the freeze drive. Okay. Oh, that's good damage. Okay, let me count that. What did that put me down to? 212? 31%? Okay, so that's actually like no investment here. I think I just need to Brave Bird this thing. Get some damage. Brave Bird something. Brave Bird the Mandibuzz. He terastallizes. Okay. What are you terastallizing into? Terra Ground. Okay. Brave Bird's still doing about 56 to 59 to 70 to max HP. Yep, it's looking good. There's the Terra Blast. I don't know if he expected the Roost, maybe. I definitely think he anticipated the Roost. Okay, U-turn should knock out from this range. I'm going to go for it. In comes the Mandibuzz. Okay. Back out into Empoleon. Ice Beam looks very free now. Especially now that that Cryogonal terrestrialized. I'll go for that. Ice Beam is looking very free right now. So Ice Beam should not kill from this range. There's the roost. Okay. So another Ice Beam should do the trick, I feel like. Or do great damage on anything that wants to come in here. Withdraws. Okay. Goes out in a Gardevoir. Gardevoir is going to trace the competitive. Ice Beam might kill from this range, actually. I don't know how bulky it is. Offhand. Oh. Okay. So I guess the question now is, do I take a Focus Blast from this range? Gardevoir. Focus Blast. 75 to 89. Would it make sense to just go hard Drift Limb on the Focus Blast? Would you Focus Blast here? Because with Focus Blast, I live. If it is Thunderbolt, I also live. Yeah, I'm going to stay in and click Ice Beam here. Psyshock. Okay. Empoleon KO's Gardevoir with Ice Beam. All right. 2 down. 4 to go. 5-4. Mandibuzz is low. Cryogonal's low. I got a Monkey Dory in the back that outspeeds Tauros and Electrode. We're looking not too bad. Here comes Freeze. Okay. Cryogonal. Terra Ground. Terra Blast. 49 to 58. I'm at 230. I would live that as well. I need this healthy for the Mandibuzz. What is Freeze Dry doing to Drift Limb from this thing? Cryogonal. Freeze Dry is doing 49 to 58. Would pop the weakness policy, and then I get my Unburden. I'm going to switch into Drift Limb here. There's the Freeze Dry. All right, we're going to get the boost here. Shadow Ball should knock this thing out. Right? There's no Endure Cuss type explosion, right? Misty Explosion, whatever it would get. Some sort of move that would punish me. All right, Drifblim KO's Cryogonal. With Shadow Ball. 3 down, 3 to go. In comes Mandibuzz. Thunderbolt should knock this thing out. based on the ice beam damage that Empoleon was putting in. Drifblim knocks out Mandibuzz. All right, 2 to go. Tauros. All right. I could Strength Sap. I could do some Strength Sap shenanigans. Alternatively, if I just Thunderbolt here, I think I'd do that a few times and call it a day. Iron Head knocks me out. That was a crit. Don't know if it mattered. Tauros, KOs, Drifblim, Iron Head. I will go out into, is it Servine time? Tauros. We know it's Sheer Force. I will just go for a Giga Drain. There's Body Slam. All right. Servine KOs Tauros. Giga Drain. Okay. I think that just leaves a matchup between Servine and Hisuian Electrode. I'll just go for my Leaf Storm here. Here's Thunder Wave. Ooh, okay. All right, fair. Fair. Yeah, if I Terra Fairy, it's doing too much. I will just go for it again. There's Thunderbolt. All right, and so as to not miss, I will just go for a knockoff here. All right, Servine brings it home, knocking out the... Oh, did I live on the Aftermath? I forgot about Aftermath. Did I live that? Oh, God. I heard the red. I heard the red. We knocked off Magnet. Oh, called it. Beautiful. And that is going to be a win over Shuckle King in the quarterfinals. We're heading on to semifinals. I think it's the furthest I've been in Draft League in quite a long time, and certainly a lot of luck has gone my way this season. There was a few unfortunate misses that happened during this matchup as well, but as always, GG to my man Shuckle King. Definitely go check out his channel. Link will be in the description down below. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'll see you guys next week for semis. Later.